is like a message to God, like having a conversation with God almost.
I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
Connecting with God and showing him how much I love him.
Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Prayer is definitely a powerful thing.
دعا ارتباط قلبی هر انسانی بین خودش و خداوند هستش.
I'm gonna let it shine all over the world. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine.
I think prayer can give you patience, hopefully to make a better decision or a better choice.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light.
Prayer is the most direct way to communicate with God.
You just gotta invite God into your heart. You know, you talk to God like how I'm talking to you, and He listens. He knows what's best for us. He knows, you know, what we can handle and what we cannot handle.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
When I'm by myself, I say prayers a lot, and it's a central part of my life. I could not, at this point, I could not imagine my life without it.
My understanding of prayer is that it is a personal, let's say, one-way street verbal interaction with God or a deity, as however someone might define it. These are deeply personal interactions where people strive to become better or even wish for the well-being of other people or other things in that regard as well.
نیایش جزء اساسی و تفکیک ناپذیر زندگی روحانی فرد و جوامع انسانی است. از این طریق است که افراد و جوامع پیوند بی همتایی را که میان بشر و پروردگار عالمیان وجود دارد به طور مستمر تقویت می کنند. این پیوند روابطی را مستحکم می سازد که به اجتماع تداوم می بخشند. روابطی میان افراد و عوامل مختلف جامعه و مؤسسات آن.
We've been having regular devotionals at this park. Then separately, I was doing tons of service. There was a time when it was very cold and I was knitting a hat because I knew a specific man who was freezing. His ears were just freezing all the time. So I was making a little hat for him. And then another woman saw the hat and she wanted one. And I thought, I need some friends to help. And so I started asking the friends that were in the devotional, but that had already been at the park, if they wanted to join. And then I asked the people I serve with if they wanted to help make beanies because they got to see how cold everybody was, you know? And we met in the middle. It's been perfect.
Well, if you know Mandy, then you know that she's a highly energetic person and she really cares for the community. I do a lot of activities with Mandy together. So when I heard about this devotional where it's a service-oriented devotionals, I really wanted to come because it kind of combines what you want to do, which is you enlighten your spirit and then at the same time you can help what is needed in the community at that moment.
It's really just a place we can do service together, and there are prayers, but it's like, it doesn't have to just be Baha'i prayers. Even people from other faiths, you can invite them to say their prayers. And so it's very inclusive and welcoming.
I think that specifically service-oriented devotionals are really inspiring to your own soul. And they motivate you to just, you know, be happy and engage with the world.
I was a little uncomfortable the first time because I don't really go out to outings where there's more than like a couple people. But the company is so nice, the people here are so nice that it was easy to not be afraid to come next.
مرغ سحر نال سر کن داغ مرا تازه تر کن زاه شرر بار این قفس را بر شکن نازی روز بر کن.
Sometimes it's awkward inviting people to a prayer meeting, especially in America where it's like people sometimes feel uncomfortable with religion. So you don't always know if they're going to feel comfortable with you inviting them to come to a prayer meeting. But once they actually come, like I think that they find it to be a really joyous space. And since everyone is just so kind to one another and the space is so focused on unity, that awkwardness goes away because they realize that they belong in this space and that people want them to come, whether they're Baha'i or not Baha'i. I think that really encourages people to keep coming and grow closer and create friendships with the people they meet in the spaces.
The idea of a devotional gathering came shortly after we moved into this neighborhood as a way to bring the families together, have an opportunity to have collective worship and to have a space where we could have uplifting conversations.
دعا برای رشد و سلامت روحانی و روانی ما و بهبود روابط اجتماعی ضروری است. از طریق دعا نه تنها که به ستایش خدا می‌پردازیم، عشقمان را به او ابراز می‌کنیم و از او یاری می‌جوییم، بلکه قابلیت تفکر و تمرکز که یک مشخصه بارز انسان است و در حقیقت پیشرفت نوع انسان بدون تأمل و تفکر غیر ممکن است، در ما رشد می‌کند. و با این خصیصه قادر خواهیم شد نقش بهتری در پیشرفت جوامع و خدمت به نوع بشر ایفا کنیم.
وقتی انسان دعا میکنه 3 تا احتمال وجود داره که جواب چی باشه. یکی بله، یکی نه، یکی دیگه هم صبر کن. ولی ما همیشه دوست داریم که جواب سوالمون رو همون موقع دریافت کنیم.
I do believe that prayer works. I had several occasions in my life where I prayed and I think it made a difference.
Prayer do works in mysterious ways. You could do prayer by a group of gathering. You could pray by yourself. You could pray at a church, family function.
تقریباً 50 سال پیش وقتی که سگریگیشن تموم شده بود، اینا مدارس رو بسته بودن و سیاها مدت 5 سال بچه‌هاشون مدرسه نرفتن و در این ضمن یه مدرسه پرایوت سفید باز کردن به خیلی گرون که سیاه‌پوستا نتونن برن. این برای من خیلی جالب بود. توی آمریکا میتونه یه همچین ناعدالتی‌هایی بکنه بر علیه این بچه‌ها. فکر کردم که ما بیایم با همدیگه با نژادهای مختلف بتونیم با هم این کار رو انجام بدیم. بهترین چیزی هستش که میتونه اینجا انجام بشه.
It's been 5.5, 6 years ago. And she just showed up into the office here and we started having a conversation and we realized that we really liked what each other talked about and we became friends from day one. To me, prayer is my lifeline. When nothing else works, prayer always holds out. I think that the Baha'i faith offers a lot. It teaches a lot. It teaches people to be compassionate towards each other, to work in their communities, to learn respect that a lot of them really don't have. And I'm not a Baha'i, but I love the principles that they have. I like the fact that they're so dedicated in reaching out into the community, trying to help, and that they do make a difference in the community.
think whenever we pray, we get the answers. But maybe sometimes the answers are not the answers we are looking, but we normally get the answers.
Prayer is my life's blood because my wife passed away a month ago. Prayer has been very important to me. But now, prayer is basically a lifeline to me right now. It is what I clasp onto to keep myself together. It's one of the main ways that I think of as communicating with my wife. You know, I say prayers for her every morning and every evening.
O Son of Spirit, my first counsel is this: possess a pure, kindly, and radiant heart.
It's like you can't just like wish something happens the next day or like the next moment. It's like more of he gives you like an answer, but not as clear as you may think. Maybe like a sign.
Does prayer work? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't always work with what we want, but it connects us to the spiritual realm and basically gives us the spiritual power, the spiritual life that we need.
بنابر اعتقادات بهایی علاوه بر شیوه‌های متداول نیایش، کسب و کار نیز وقتی توأم با روحیه خدمت باشد، به منزله عبادت به شمار می‌رود. در حالی که افراد بهایی منفرداً به تقویت پیوند میان خویش و خالق هستی مشغولند، به گفتگو در مورد مسائل روحانی در بین همسایگان خود نیز می‌پردازند و در جوامعی که در آن گفتگویی درباره بعد روحانی وجود انسان در حال گسترش است، جلسات دعا به طور طبیعی پدیدار می‌شوند. در نقاط مختلف عالم بهاییان معمولاً به همراه خانواده‌ها، دوستان و همسایگانشان در مراکز بهایی یا در منازل خود به دور هم جمع می‌شوند و به تلاوت دعا می‌پردازند. این جلسات عاری از هر گونه آداب و رسوم مخصوصی برگزار می‌شوند و هیچ فردی نقش ویژه و متفاوت از دیگران در آنها عهده‌دار نیست. قسمت بیشتر این جلسات به تلاوت دعا و مناجات و قسمت‌هایی از آثار مقدس الهی اختصاص دارد که در فضایی صمیمی و در عین حال آمیخته به احترام صورت می‌پذیرد. این جمع‌های ساده روحیه عبادت دست جمعی را پدید می‌آورند که به تدریج به تلاش‌های جمعی جامعه نیز راه می‌یابد.
I was born and raised as a Catholic in Germany. In the Catholic Church, you go and you pray. I remember the first time I was introduced to the Baha'i faith, it was through a devotional. I was asked to say a prayer in German. And it was really strange, but it was really beautiful at the same time because I was pretty much the only one who spoke German at that devotional. I was like, I hope they understand my prayer. But then I thought to myself, well, you know, God understands prayer in any language. So it was really nice because as it turned out, the first devotional I went to, there was like some German, some English, some Persian, some Spanish, and some French, which was really cool. So I thought, oh, this is so cool. Like everybody can just be very comfortable in praying from their heart. And it had nothing to do with what religion you are coming from.
Looking across the plain, the Queen of Carmel reigns. She reigns majestically.
که از محققین نوروساینس میگه اعتقاد انسان تأثیر زیادی روی نحوه تفکر انسان و حالات انسان میکنه. حالا اون کسی که به دعا دستش رو بلند میکنه بسته میگه چی بگه، خب خیلی روش تأثیر میکنه. وقتی که ما سرمون رو بالا میکنیم میگیم این نوجوان را نورانی کن و این بینوا را نوایی بخش. و یه شاگرد امریکایی داشتم 12-13 ساله به انگلیسی اینو یاد گرفته بود. Make this youth radiant and confer thy bounty upon this poor creature. من صدا کرد گفت کیوا من یه سوال دارم از تو. گفتم ها چی شد؟ گفتش که تو فکر نمی‌کنی یه توهین بزرگیه من به خودم بکنم بگم this poor creature؟ گفتم خدای من جواب این بچه رو چی بدم؟ خیلی سوال عمیقی میکنه. گفتم ببین آرنولد اگه یه شمع جلوی روی تو بود الانه این شمعه داشت با خورشید حرف میزد تو فکر میکنی که این شمعه میتونست با خورشید بگه this poor creature؟ اینو که شنید زد چشاش اینجوری شد میزد اینجوری کرد و گفت my life will never be the same again.
Well, because like we're all coming together, singing songs like we are right now, and like we usually laugh and we eat together, we talk about like important topics, and since we're all like doing it as a group, it's just fun for me.
Compassionate Lord, thou who art the generous and able, we are servants of thine, sheltered beneath thy providence.
When I would go to pray, it was usually either in a church or like a very special prepared space. And this one was in the first time I did a devotional was at a park, also in a park, not here, but at a park. And people just sit down and they pull out their prayer books or say it from the heart. And I was like, okay then. So it was really nice. And then it was wonderful to see that it takes you a moment to set your mind into that meditative mode to pray.
حقیقتش آره، اولین باری که من توی جلسه دعا شرکت کردم اون تمرکز و اون سکوتی که و احترامی که همه در اون جلسه دعا داشتن و توجهی که داشتن برای من خیلی تاثیرگذار بود.
جلسات دعا علاوه بر این که برای شرکت کنندگان فرصتی برای تلاوت و گوش سپردن به قسمت‌هایی از آثار مقدس و سایر متون بصیرت بخش فراهم می‌آورند، معمولاً شامل موسیقی و سرودهای روح افزا نیز هستند. این جلسات احساسات روحانی شرکت کنندگان را بیدار نموده و الگوهایی از زندگی جامعه را ترویج می‌دهند که سرشار از روح ستایش و نیایش است. امروزه هزاران هزار جلسه دعای منظم در نقاط مختلف دنیا از محله‌هایی در مناطق شهری و حومه‌های آن گرفته تا دهکده‌های کوچک و روستاها با حضور افرادی از مذاهب و اعتقادات مختلف برگزار می‌شود.
من یکی از خوشبختی‌های زندگیم فکر می‌کنم هست که اینقدر شانس ملاقات این آدم‌ها رو دارم و در هر کدوم یه نوری از نور الهی می‌بینم، یک تجلی از عالم بالا می‌بینم.